At a time when animal protection voices are getting louder and environmental awareness is growing worldwide, Japan is emerging as a major point of controversy in the whaling file. The most thought-provoking question is, why does Japan continue to eat whale meat despite international bans, political pressure, and popular protests? To understand this issue, we need to revisit historical scenes, analyze the depths of the collective mind of the Japanese people, and examine the reality of their political and economic interests. Despite its small geographical size, Japan is facing the fiercest diplomatic battles on this sensitive issue. Imagine this scene with me. In the depths of the southern Pacific Ocean, a Japanese ship hunts a massive blue whale at a time when international treaties prohibit this, and the cameras of environmental organizations document it. Then the world sees the images and is outraged, and voices rise up. How dare you? But the deeper question is, why do they do this? In this series, we will reveal the exciting facts and tell you what is not spoken about publicly. We will delve into dietary habits, cultural assumptions, politics, and scientific research, turning the pages of history and comparing them to reality. Are you ready to uncover a secret that transcends meat and delves into the depths of nations and identities? In ancient times, whaling in Japan was merely an occasional activity, with the whales washed ashore as a source of livelihood. The inhabitants would gather around the carcasses of dead whales, cut them up and dry the meat, using every part of them without waste. The meat for food, the bones for tools, and the fat for lighting and crafts. By the beginning of the 17th century, whaling began to take on a more organized character, as coastal villages developed collective fishing systems, and what became known as the whale trade emerged. Each village had a fishing chief and a sharing supervisor, and the process evolved into a simple quasi-industrial system. During the imperial era, as Japan's influence expanded in the East Asian seas, its appetite for this marine wealth increased. In the 20th century, during the post-World War II period, whale meat became a staple of the national diet. Imagine what would happen in a defeated, starving nation, with imports banned, farms destroyed, and ships sunk. People could only find food from the sea to satisfy their hunger. The solution, supported by the occupying American military authorities, was hunt whales. Thus, in the early 1950s, Japanese whale consumption reached its peak. The staple meal at school became shawarma, fried slices of whale meat served with rice and vegetables. An entire generation grew up on this meat, calling it childhood meat. Can you imagine that an international ban could suddenly come, demanding that an entire nation halt what it had built its nutritional memory and maritime identity upon? In 1960, the International Whaling Commission was established, marking the beginning of what amounted to an international alliance to protect these magnificent creatures. In 1986, a total ban was imposed on commercial whaling, with Japan being among the most vocal opponents. However, through a legal ploy, Japan was able to exempt itself from the ban under the pretext of scientific research. Yes, that was the veil behind which she hid. We do not hunt whales for profit, but for science. Although many international scientists questioned the value of this research, international law permitted nations to hunt whales as part of scientific programs. Thus, Japan continued its fishing, then sold the whale meat in domestic markets, after concluding whatever studies it wanted.